What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Diesel Dog video, and boy am I excited for today's project. Got a little stereo install going on the 2010 Silverado here, and I think this thing's going to be pretty sweet once we get it in. So a lot of you might remember we did put a double din in this thing a couple years ago, a couple winters ago, I think it's been now. This is just a $40 Amazon special, and it's worked okay. It's just, it could be better. For 40 bucks, did its job, but I've had my eye on updating this thing for a while now. So it's been kind of on the back burner until just recently when I was contacted by Eonon stereo company, and they wanted to send me one of their double din kind of plug and play GM direct fit units to try out in the old Silverado here. So I had them send me one out. We're going to unbox it, we're going to install it, we're going to see how it compares to stock radio, to cheap double din, to nice actual quality radio. So let's check out what we got. So this is the stock radio here from the Silverado, and this unit is supposed to be like a direct fit replacement for this style radio. All right, let's go ahead and unbox this thing. I've already opened this and kind of pulled it out, but it was all wrapped up, so I stopped and put it all back in. I figured we'd do all this together. So let's try to yank this thing out of there without messing anything up. So here's our radio. Let's go ahead and see. You can see I haven't opened this yet. Let's go ahead and open her up. And what is behind door number 1? Woo! Look, oh man. I mean, so basically, as you can see, comparing like the two of them here, this is going to take up the whole space that this radio took up, whereas the cheap unit I have now is like just a standard 7-inch, whatever it is, plus the trim around it. So this is opening up a whole lot more screen space. So I'm excited to see what this looks like when it's all lit up. Looks like behind door number 2 is probably going to be all our wiring and stuff. Let's see how involved this is going to get. If this is going to turn into a late night or not too bad. Got some wires. Boy, that looks like quite a bit of wiring. I'm assuming these are some directions. Everything always should come with some good detailed directions. Okay, we'll start figuring this out. To remove the radio, start with your dash panel here. You start at the top, pull out, and release all the push pins. Kind of peel it down. You can get your connectors out then, or you can just kind of let it lay there. You don't have to unhook the whole thing if you don't want. Your HVAC panel module there is going to have 2 7mm bolts. You're going to want to remove both of those. Pull the control panel loose and let it lay down. To remove the radio, you're going to have 4 more 7mm bolts in each corner. Going to remove those. It'll be the same for your aftermarket if you already have an aftermarket, or the stock radio is going to have the same mounting points. You can pull it loose, and then you can disconnect your radio from the back. Your main connectors, you'll have an antenna connector, and anything aftermarket, you'll have to unhook that too. And then you're done. As far as wiring harnesses go, this is a little bit intimidating looking, but as far as labeling your wires and where everything goes, is probably the most well labeled thing I've ever had as far as an aftermarket radio or anything. I mean, it basically tells you what each wire, what plug, even directions as to if you plug it in or not plug it in. I mean, super well directional as far as labeling all this harness, because it does look like a lot, but you know, this plug says only use if you have a third plug-in, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Just go through and read each thing. You've got a speaker with an adhesive sticker on the side. You can use that. There's your antenna adapter. You're going to have a microphone if you decide to use the microphone. You got a GPS plug-in if you decide to use that. That's going to be a harness for factory backup camera. We do not have that. And there's your aftermarket backup camera if you decide to use it. To install your new radio, reverse procedure. Nah, just kidding. You're going to have your two main connectors there. You're going to get hooked up. If you do have a third connector on your stock radio, then obviously you're using that third connector that's labeled. I only have the two connectors, so we are connecting two main connectors. Next, you can hook up your antenna adapter. If you're wiring in your aftermarket reverse camera, make sure you finish doing that before installing everything. The speaker, peel the adhesive, find a spot in the radio housing there. I stuck it on the very back. Lay your wires in nice and neatly. Don't try pulling on anything. You can install your screws now. I finger tightened a couple, and I always recommend testing your equipment before complete reassembly to make sure everything works. That way you don't have to pull everything back apart if you have issues. All right, guys, went ahead and threw everything back together. One of the easier radios or stereo systems you're ever going to do is this thing. I mean, that's an easy panel to get out of, and you only got a few bolts there to get out. Super easy install, easy wiring, easy directions, thanks to Eonon and the way they labeled everything. So we're all back together, and if you're wondering what that speaker back there is for, all the chimes and everything that, you know, your turn signals and everything that goes through your radio, your stock radio module. So when you replace that, you've got to have an interface or something. This has all that built in. You stick your speaker back there. So if you turn your key on, you hear the chimes. It's all going out of that speaker back there. So you turn your turn signal on. Click, 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 click. That's all going through that. So we do have Apple CarPlay hooked up, so right away we're hooking up. I've never had that in this truck, so that is pretty awesome. Check it out. I don't listen to Bailey Zimmerman. It's on shuffle, so don't come at me in the comments. But Spotify hooked up. What's next so we can get that off? There you go. Morgan Wallen. I'll listen to Morgan Wallen, but we don't want to get copyrighted. Look at that. All right there. If we want our maps, we got our maps right there. If no one's ever messed with Apple CarPlay, that's how that goes. So text messages. So we're all basically everything that you can kind of go to that. Then you've got maps and all that right there. Pretty awesome. If you just want to use regular stereo radio, you've got your radio here.
Are looking for right now, and they don't just train you and send you on our way. Job search assistance is a big
that's
part
what
of the
that
program.
radio,
So
that
get
antenna
started
adapter is
today.
going to be for. So you have.
Here's Colin with more.
Before Centric, I tried community college, and when that didn't work,
So
I
you
went to
have
Centric.
radio. Here's
Literally
your
team
volume
career.
down here. We're going to turn down so we can hear ourselves think. Down here you've got the time. That's not correct. It is not that late tonight. We usually do go pretty late, but that's not correct. I got to change that, I suppose. This is kind of cool. So if you turn your lights on, this is all hooked up through there. Turn your lights on. It shows you've got your lights on. Something I didn't notice before. That's cool. If you open your door, shows you what door you got open. You know, pretty cool stuff. There's a lot to play with here. I'm still playing with everything. If you want to go back to your Apple CarPlay, notice you can go to there. You can go to like the past few things you've been on. So, boom. Now we're back to our Apple CarPlay. Open her up. We got full Spotify going. If we go back home and you can click that. You've got different wallpaper you can do. I mean, it would take me forever to play with this stuff. This is pretty cool. I like that. What's that? Let's go with that. Set wallpaper. Oh, look at that. It's pretty. That's pretty awesome. You know, if you got Netflix, you want Netflix, you can do Netflix. You'll have to sign in and all that, get your internet hooked up. I currently do not have... This is one thing I was curious about. You do have YouTube on here too. You can hook up your YouTube. Like I said, still need to hook up to the internet, but you've got YouTube on here. Oh, I lost it. Where are we going? This right here, I'm curious about. OBD2, Engine Management, Diagnostic, and Tools. So can I scan my stuff through this thing? Vehicle profile, create new profile. Assuming you can go through and do like engine diagnostic stuff through this thing. That's pretty cool. We'll definitely have to get that hooked up. So yeah, man, huge upgrade compared to what we were dealing with. Bluetooth. We got our Bluetooth stuff. What's this? Oh, internet, hotspot, I mean, device. You can change notifications. Sounds. CAN bus settings. Is this important? Look at that. We can get our tire pressure and stuff on here. Interesting. Okay. I don't know what that did, but we changed it. Go back to what I'm comfortable with. I'm gonna get too crazy with it, but yeah, I mean, a lot to play with here, a lot more than my last one. One thing I wanted to mention was the backup camera. So this is going to be your backup camera display. You're going to have these lines here. I don't have their camera hooked up. I have an aftermarket camera already in my tailgate handles, and I've been playing with trying to get that hooked up and it's not working. So I don't know if different cameras will work with this radio or if you have to use their backup camera, which is a super install. You basically just wire it straight into the reverse, your reverse light, power and ground back there, put your light where you need it, run it up to your radio, boom, you got backup camera. So yeah, awesome product for the price. I thought this was going to be way more expensive radio than it is. It's only about $200 and it's all there. You don't have to get any extra stuff. All comes right in the box, everything you need. And I mean, real quick install, real great product. Best thing is they've given me some links to save you guys some money down in the description. If you click any of the links, you can save money that way, or there's a discount code DieselDog10 that's going to save you some money on top of that. Type that in and check out, and you know, it helps you guys out and it helps me out. So if you're looking to upgrade, definitely click the link and check this radio out. I highly recommend this style radio as opposed to just a aftermarket doubled in with the, you know, the bezel that you got to install. And I ended up having to like cut mine out a little bit more to make it fit. This is such a clean look. I just want to sit in here and stare at the screen because my truck feels so much newer and nicer just with this setup. So that's going to do it for me in this video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the new upgraded Eonon GMX7 radio, stereo system extravaganza, whatever else you want to tack on the end of that. Click the links, check it out. If you're even thinking about upgrading your radio on your 07 to 13 Silverado, I'm telling you, this is going to be a game changer. You're going to love the feel of this style radio in your truck. The extra screen is well worth it, and all the other stuff you saw me go through is pretty freaking awesome. That in 2025 you can just grab an older truck, throw one of these in there, and you've got everything a modern vehicle has. So pretty awesome. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.